Hi everyone, this is Deanie. I decided to make a video of what we found last night rather than make one long post. I figured it would be more convenient for everybody. Now what you're seeing here is my laptop screen on which I will be showing you the documents I downloaded. Okay, so I'm going to begin with the death certificate of Antonio Preciado the First. For those of you who aren't really sure of who he was, Antonio Preciado I was Tata Antonio, the one who lived on Convent Street. This was his dad, okay? So I'm going to make it bigger here. Okay, so according to his death certificate, Antonio I passed away on August 28, 1930. Cause of death, strangulated hernia at the age of 70. Now, there were a couple of things that took us by surprise. One of them being that he is listed here as the husband of Manuela Preciado. We have no idea who Manuela Preciado is, being as how Tata Antonio's mom was named Maria Sesma. So maybe he remarried at some point, we have no idea. The other thing that kind of shocked us was, according to this document, Antonio I was not born in Spain, as we had all initially been told. He was actually born in a small town east of Hermosillo called Ures. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. His parents, Vicente Preciado and Luz Romero, were also from this town, which would indicate that somewhere along the line we are of Spanish ancestry, but it's not as close as we had originally thought. So here's a map of Sonora showing the location of Ures. Now, according to my Nana Coyo and my Tio Tony, Antonio I, who was their grandfather, was from Spain. So there's obviously some discrepancies here. The only thing I can think of is maybe Antonio I and his family immigrated to Mexico from Spain during that time period, which began in 1850, which saw an influx of Spanish immigrants come to Mexico for work in the mining industry, which would fit the timeline because Antonio I was born in 1860. And the location, since Ures was in fact a mining town. So they could have very well been from somewhere else and documented that they were from Sonora. Or Antonio I might have mentioned he was ethnically Spanish and his grandkids took that to mean he was from Spain. In any case, it was very interesting to find out this information about him. Antonio I is buried at Holy Hope Cemetery in Tucson, Arizona. Maybe at some point we could go and request his records and possibly find out a little more. So I'm going to continue with the Preciado lineage with the birth certificate of my great-grandfather, Antonio Preciado II. Now, he was, of course, the father of the Preciado Martinez 7, Lydia, Lali, Socorro, Coyo, Tony, Robert, Nigi, Carlos, Kita, Julia, and Veronica. Betty. Antonio Preciado II was born on January 4th, 1884. There were a few things that we found that were pretty interesting. First, under birthplace of father, it says deceased. Obviously, whoever filled out the form made a mistake because his father didn't pass until 1930. Two, the birth certificate states his mom, Maria Sesma, had 3 children before him, all of which had died by the time Tata Antonio was born. And lastly, the signature of the midwife was that of Guadalupe Salgado, which was his aunt. So that's it for this video. I will be doing another one shortly. All documents here are available to whoever wants them. Just send me your email address and I will send them to you. Thanks for watching.